You're listening to Who's Tom and Dick, a weekly podcast with your hosts, Martin Weavers, fighting stage 4 lung cancer, and Patrick Mortimer, living with heart disease. Why not grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit back, and enjoy the chatter as we discuss and share information, talking about tough subjects, and offering help, support, and motivation with a positive mental attitude.
Well, good morning, Patrick. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad, Martin. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and I think considering our news that we've got for everybody, with all the things that are going a little bit wrong.
A little bit astray.
Yeah, wrong is not the right word, but we've both had a little bit of a setback just recently. But I think we'll talk about you first, so because you've got the more interesting one that I'd never even heard of, which is it Chiari-1 malformation?
That's right, Chiari-1 mal.
I knew you wouldn't be able to say it. It's Chiari-1 malformation, where the lower part of your brain is extended into the spinal canal.
Yes, well, a lot of people have always said I've got a problem with my brain, and this has just about proved it, I think.
I think they're just jealous, mate, of you. So what are the causes then? How did you first know that something was wrong?
Well, as you know, I've been suffering from headaches for quite some time, and these go on for several days at times.
Yeah.
I think the longest period has gone on for is nearly a month.
Mm.
And it's not a headache constantly, but it feels as if it's there and about to come on. And then all of a sudden it will come on and then go away. But it does leave you feeling spaced out is the best way to describe it. You always feel dizzy, and if you move your head quick. And I've been suffering with this for a while. And in the end, I thought I'd try and get to the bottom of it because it wasn't going away. So I thought it was related to my sinuses, to be honest with you, because every time I get it, I do get sort of blocked ears, or it feels like blocked ears. And my nose is always stuffy anyway with rhinitis, which is another subject.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll go and see an ear, nose and throat specialist. So I did, and he stuck the camera up the nose and had a good look around and couldn't find anything. And he said, well, I can't see all your sinuses, so we'll send you for an MRI.
No, I don't like them.
No, I don't. And I was telling him about, why I was there. And he said, well, we'll do a full MRI and see what comes up.
Yeah.
So that's why I went toddling off to West Suffolk Hospital and had the MRI. And 2 weeks later, I went back to him for the results. And my sinuses were all clear. So there's not a problem there at all. But what he had discovered was this Chiari malfunction. A malfunction.
Or even malformation.
Malformation even, yeah. Which is where the brain extends down the back of the spinal cord through the skull.
Mm.
And obviously it can give you symptoms of a headache.
It sounds awful, but, you're obviously living with it.
Yeah. I mean, your question was, how do you get it? I don't think you get it. I think it's either there when you're born or it comes later in age. I don't know. It's never really explained. I haven't Googled it because we always say on here, don't Google it.
Well, I've got a secret.
You've Googled it, haven't you?
But I did the NHS website. I didn't just do any old website. And you're right, yeah. You can be born with it.
Yes. So I really just took on board what he said, and he said that they can operate. There's no really real cure for it. You can't take drugs for it or anything like that. So it's not an instant cure. You just have to try and manage it in your daily life.
Yeah.
And if it's worse, then you can have an operation. But that involves drilling into the back of the skull, right by the spinal cord.
Yeah.
To relieve the pressure. And obviously you can imagine the risks with that.
Mm.
That close. So as soon as you start talking about that, I said, well, I'm going to have to try and learn to live with this because I'm not going through anything like that.
Yeah.
He gave me some neck exercises to do. And,
all right.
Just to try and keep things free and moving.
Yeah.
There wasn't really much else he could offer.
Yeah. So I presume you just carry on living a normal daily life and can you do normal things? Like, can you fly?
Yeah, you can fly. He didn't say I couldn't drive or anything like that. Obviously, this can deteriorate over time and get worse. And he says, it might get to a stage where you come in and say, can I have the operation? And then it may not even, might not even notice it get worse at all.
Yeah.
You just have to live with it and see how things go. I remember telling you a few weeks ago, I think I had a headache. Quite a really bad week I had. And I said to you, I went to bed one night and thought, well, I don't care if I wake up in the morning because I just want to be free of this blooming headache. Now, I'm not suicidal in any way. So
And we're very positive.
I said, it's just that sometimes, and I'm sure you've felt this, you just want to have a bit of relief from it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to wake up normally for a change, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But, I got over that week, and now I'm sort of trying to get to bed a bit earlier, spend a little bit less time on devices to stop eye strain and that sort of thing, and just trying to do things that, not that you mentioned that was anything to do with it, but I thought, well, I'll do what I can.
Yeah. So what are the headaches you get? Are they like migraines then, are they?
Yeah, similar to migraines. It's just sort of really the best way I can describe it is, like having a hangover when you wake up in the mornings and have a hangover.
Yeah.
That's how you feel.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind it, but I haven't had the drinks.
Yes, saved you a few pennies then, isn't it?
Well, it has, but I thought the reason I don't drink is because I don't like the hangover. So getting up without drinking is a bit of a pain, really.
And what about your attention span? Can you don't say goodbye? Is it a normal attention span that you've got?
I have noticed over the years that my attention span is decreasing. Where I could sit and do something for ages, I lose patience with things a lot easier. So yeah, I have noticed that, but I don't know whether it's just getting a bit older, really.
So have you got to do any exercise or anything like? Well, you said about your neck.
Yeah, well, I do the walking and all that sort of thing anyway. But the only exercise he said that could possibly help it is just give yourself some neck exercises. When you don't have to do it every day or religiously, but in the course of a day, just stretch your neck from side to side, back and forth, and do rotations and things. Just try and keep it fluid, basically.
Yeah. So what we're going to have to do is just touch base from time to time on here when we do our little interviews and let people know how you're getting on with it, really.
I will. I mean, the symptoms vary widely, really. They include headaches, neck pain, dizziness, balance problems, and in some cases, neurological complications. But apart from the last one, I've experienced all of these. So it's always a bit of a relief to get a diagnosis. It's just nice to know that there's something there causing it. And because the trouble with headaches, and Wendy has a lot of migraines, is us getting to the bottom of the problem.
Yeah, do you know anybody else with this?
No, it's more likely in women, believe it or not.
I looked it up just to see if there's any well-known people who's got it, and apparently Roseanne Cash has got it. Yeah, she's got it. So she's had 10 years of it.
And did she have any symptoms, or did you find
I didn't know. I just wanted to see if there's anybody well-known, because hence the question: do you know anybody else with it? But that's the one that sort of came up. But it does actually ask, does it affect intelligence, Pat? So.
Well, there you go. Yes, it does probably.
Answered in a nutshell.
I can blame a lot of things now on this, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does give you mood swings and that sort of thing, apparently. That's quite common. Can affect your muscle movement and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more symptoms, apparently, that I've not encountered.
We can touch on them so people just know, but as I say, as we go along.
But the treatment really depends on the seriousness and severity of the symptoms.
And it's early stages now, isn't it?
It's early stages, yeah. So I've just got to sort of try and do things that don't give you a headache. For one, i.e., rest your eyes and get sleep and
less computer work.
Less computer work, yeah. Hopefully, those triggers will help. Or those triggers will stop me getting headaches, shall I say?
Yeah. Well, we're a right pair between us, aren't we?
So anyway, that's enough of my Chiari malformation. See how I said that?
Number one.
Do you know what? I've been listening to that pronunciation on Google for the last half an hour so I could get it right. And then
you didn't.
But the other thing is, I have noticed sometimes when I speak that I struggle getting some of my words out nowadays.
Right.
As it's obvious on here sometimes. And I think that's something to do with it, because I spoke to him about that and he said, well, it could be something to do with it. I could, when we appeared on stage, I never had any problems with me lines or anything. But sometimes, me tongue get twisted now, and sometimes I struggle getting words out.
It might be medication as well, Pat.
Could be medication, yeah.
I know what I want to say sometimes, and then I have to slow down, and then I
Yeah.
can say it then.
Well, you've got to get your head clear because you're coming up to Christmas and ho, ho, ho.
I know, and I've done all my training now in 4 days,
Excellent. Good.
and I actually start at the end of this week.
Oh, do you?
Hence, doing this a couple of days earlier. I can't believe it. We're going in November
Yeah.
to be Father Christmas.
Yeah.
Lots of holiday makers are there for the Christmas experience. All the lights are up. It's going to really, really look magical in this Wonderland and all that. And there I'll be giving out little presents to all the children who come through, and the adults. Apparently, we give some to the adults if they want one.
You've got your own little grotto, have you?
I have, yeah. I will have my own little grotto sitting in a little throne, and I'll have some little mushrooms standing in front of me where the kids sit, and I have an elf in my room with me
Now,
who helps me. So
not on a shelf.
not on the shelf. No, they come into the room. They tell me who's coming in, and I greet the guests. So I'm looking forward to it. So just hope I'm not so husky, because I'm so husky with all the chemo treatment I'm having, and so I've got a roll neck on to keep my voice box warm today.
But that might add to the character, mightn't it? A bit of ruskiness.
Yeah, I think so. But then in the last week I'll be all right, and they'll say he's changed his voice.
Well, you ain't going to see the same children twice, are you?
No. Well, you could possibly, because what they do, they book to come and see Santa, and then they go to a restaurant there called Huck's, and they have dinner or breakfast, brunch. It's brunch with Father Christmas. So there's going to be some bright-eyed kid who says, "I saw you in the grotto."
Yeah.
There's always one, but let's see if there isn't. They don't detect it.
You had a rather husky voice, Father Christmas, when I was. Yeah. Where's that gone?
Didn't like the husky voice, but
move on to your magnesium levels.
I know.
High low, haven't they?
Yeah, they were below 5, my magnesium levels, and they like them 6 and above. And I went for a blood test, which I have to have before every chemo. And the blood test is really to say, yes, you're fit enough to have the chemo, whether you've got a cold, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what they also pick up is other things in the blood, and they picked up on this magnesium being so low. So they said to me, "It's all right, there's no problem, so don't worry." So they said, "But we just need you, instead of coming in at 12 o'clock for your chemo until, say, 2:30, 3 o'clock, come in a little bit earlier." So I said, "Okay, fine." I said, "What time?" They said, "If you get in for 8 o'clock in the morning." 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know of 8 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, of course, I went in and got in there, and I was thinking I was going to be pumped with a bag of what's it called?
Magnesium.
Magnesium.
Yeah.
This is the memory. So I thought I'd get pumped for a bag of magnesium, but what they didn't tell me was I thought 2 hours. It was 6 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So 6 hours I had to sit there, have a magnesium pumped into me. But do you know what? I get tingly feet, which is part and parcel of it. And also I've been having trouble sleeping, hence going to bed late. And I think if I go to bed late, I'll be really tired and then I'll sleep. But sleep has got better and my tingly feet have got better. It's amazing. And I can actually feel my feet getting better as it was getting pumped into me.
Crikey.
It's amazing stuff, really.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
you were on 5 and they like you around 6. It doesn't seem very low. 5 to 6.
It's margins. It's real margins. That's what it is. So, but yeah, I feel I had the chemo last week. It's now just under a week. So I've got the dizziness still, like you said you get.
Yeah.
Which is a bit like a hangover. But then I start, after the next couple of days, I get on different tablets, which I take from the 8th day, and then they seem to turn you around a little bit. And then the last week, I'm always okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've also been for a scan.
Yes. And how did that work out?
Yeah, well, I've got to wait on the results on that, so I'll probably wait a couple of days, because the trouble is I haven't got an appointment to see Dr. P for 4 weeks. So I can't wait 4 weeks. So I'm going to have to. Well, I did ask one of the doctors who called me the other day, because instead of going in, I had a phone call consultation, which I can do, and she said that she would ask Dr. P to give me a call just to hopefully see that it's clearing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I won't know nothing till then, but you can sure as hell know. I'll let everybody know if it's clearing up. Yeah, so come New Year's Eve will be my last one, and I can hopefully say it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Are you on morphine anymore, or is that gone now?
No, I don't take any morphine for pain. I've got liquid morphine here if I need it.
Yeah.
And I did wonder if it might help my muggy head, but I'm not going to take it on the off chance. I'd call the hospital first. But there's just so many tablets to take, Pat. It's unbelievable. Because of all this, I'm now on a new set of tablets and treatment.
Are you really?
I am, and you know what that means, don't you?
Yeah, you're going to give us a rundown, aren't you?
I am. Greetings, pill poppers, and welcome to Martin's Top 10 Pill Prices. Coming in at number 10 is pregabalin on 28p a day. In at number 9, a folic acid at 35p a tablet. And a new entry at number 8 is astrastatin at 50p a tablet. Number 7, it's alpurinol, was in the charts before, and it's also at 50 pence a tablet. And moving up 2 places to number 6 is formatidine at 75p a tablet. Halfway down the top 10 now, and at number 5 is metformin at 85p a tablet. And another new entry at number 4 is dexamethasone at £3.20 a tablet. Still hang around the top 10. It's prednisolone at number 3 and is £9 a day. 2 new entries to go, but who will be the number 1? Straight in at number 2 with the new chemotherapy treatment is carboplatin in a 50mg bag and is £585 a treatment, which means this week's number 1 is another new entry. It's pemetrexid at £1,600 for a 1,000mg bag.
Wow, Martin, how much was that? Say that again. I didn't get that last one.
Well, 1,600 for the big bag I have, and £585 for the small bag I have.
Wow.
But also, the magnesium was 200 odd pounds a bag.
Crikey, really?
And this is why, for my birthday, I tried to raise money for cancer research, treatment, and all things like that, because, well, this obviously comes from the National Health Service, but that is a lot of money, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Can't you just have the money?
And no health?
That'd make you feel a lot better.
I tell you what,
That's frightening, isn't it?
It is, because you think I'm just one person.
Yeah, just one person of many at the moment having treatment, and God.
And there's probably I know every single chair when I go to for my chemo is full.
Right.
And people even have to wait in the waiting room because there's so many people waiting. Now, some people will come in and they'll just have a half-hour treatment.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's hope this treatment is doing you all the good it can, because obviously, leading up to Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, you won't know till after Christmas. Be a final.
No, I'm going to enjoy my little job that I've got. As I say, it's not taxing, just sitting in the chair there and greeting people. So I'll enjoy that. And as I said, I've done nearly a week's shift in a way, but in 4 different sessions. So that's quite nice. But
health and safety training, was it?
Yeah, health and safety, safeguarding, all that kind of stuff. But it has to be done because we do 100% have to have it done properly, for children and adults as well. So,
Have you asked Center Parks if your costume is flame retardant?
It is.
Is it?
It's even got the labels on it. I noticed it yesterday.
Good.
Because we got our costumes yesterday, and I tell you what, the detail they do for the elves is unbelievable.
It's ridiculous.
No, it is, because you have one elf in your room, you have an elf that comes to tell you who's coming in, and you have another one greet you in the queue. So you have 3 different people see you into the Father Christmas room,
Yeah.
and they've all got different costumes.
Right.
It's really planned well. Really, as an organisation, which you would expect.
You're an old thespian, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, yeah, I love it. You think, oh, I'm just going to go and sit there and be Father Christmas, but you have to think the long sort of story of it all, because I've got this cancer. I've got potentially all these children, all these adults coming into my room with coughs, colds, sneezes.
Yeah.
I don't want to catch anything. So this weekend they allowed me to bring my beard home, and I've practiced now. I can put. Don't laugh. But
They they allowed me to bring my beard.
they're not allowed to come off site, really. So because
You are privileged, very privileged. Then
I am. I've been asked. I've been asked for other clubs to be Father Christmas this Christmas,
Right.
and
Okay.
I haven't got a uniform. And I said, if you get a uniform, then I would do it. But so I have got my own beard, because I actually bought one to practice with here, which it wasn't very good. But their beards are a lot more thicker. So what I'll have my mask underneath.
Yep.
You can't see my mouth, and then you get this sticky tape, and you stick the moustache up here, high on your cheekbones, like
Right.
a big handlebar moustache, and you won't see my mask. So that way, I'm protected from as protected as I can be, from all the germs that might come in the room.
Mm. So is Father Christmas's collar and cuffs the same colour then, is it?
They are, yeah. Don't go there.
Glad you cleared that one up for me. I've
Yeah.
wondering about that for 60 years.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and
Oh.
when I went to have my scan today, I was talking to the lady, and she said, "How are you feeling?" And blah blah blah. I said, "Well, I've got to feel right." I said, because I'm Father Christmas this year. I tell you what, I've never heard such a scream in my life.
Really?
She was more excited than what I was. Yeah, she said, "Oh, I've met Father Christmas." I'm going to go home and tell my husband tonight. So some people are easily pleased.
Brilliant stuff. That sounds good. I'm sure you'll fill us in on all the details. I'm sure you'll scare a few kids. I mean,
Everything's so difficult nowadays, because, as we know with our interview with Kelly last week, you have to be so very, very careful what you say to people.
yeah,
You can't, just call people boys and girls now because of all their genders and things like that.
right.
And also, you just can't assume that when a family come in, they're their mum and dad.
Yeah.
So you just have to think of other words to say, which doesn't make the job hard, but you just have to think before you talk, really.
So you can't sort of say, hello, young man.
No.
So how do you greet a child?
Hello, children. How are you?
No, but you're going to get one come in. What are you going to say?
Well, you know the name first of all, so that gives you a bit of a clue.
Oh, do you?
You just don't talk about all their genders. You can get somebody who looks like a boy who is not. So
Well, yeah, I realise that's why I said, how do you greet the child? Because obviously you're going to assume.
yeah, basically what I would do in my room. Yeah, in my room, I've got it planned out what I'm going to do. I'm going to be standing up to greet them. I'll have a decoration in my hand, and
Yeah.
I'll be putting it on the Christmas tree, and I'll go, "Ho, ho, ho, come into my room. Hello, who have we got here?" In a similar voice.
That sounds so bad.
If you'll have to be there. But unfortunately, we don't get a video. But as I say, they take photographs of it. So
I'm sure in the costume it'll all come out in the end. Fine.
yeah, once you get, it's hard just talking to me and you like this. But once you get into character, it's
Yeah.
like anything, isn't it? So
I'm sure it is.
and you'd have to visualize it.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to, as we sit here speaking, visualize you saying, ho, 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 come here, young man. Or
No, not young man.
Jonathan, come and sit on my toadstool.
And who have we got here?
My happy mushrooms.
And then when you put the leading question to them, who have we got here?
Yeah.
They will then tell you who's here. Oh, this is my stepdad. Oh, this is my, well, you hope they would. So
Right.
that then stops me getting into trouble.
So if one of them turns around and says, I ain't got a clue. I don't know who they are.
I'm in the wrong queue.
Who are you?
Yeah, well, this is why when you get three elves, they should get it all right.
Are you likely to get any foreign children come in? with a French, speaking French or German or something like that.
It's possible, but I think that once again with the three elves, they would then say, he only speaks English.
Well, you can't say that because Father Christmas speaks every language. How are you going to get around that one?
I hadn't thought of that one.
There you go.
They'll have to put that in the training.
You're going to lie asleep thinking of that now, aren't you?
Yeah. They never, no, seriously, they never mentioned that in the training about someone from another country coming in, but we're lucky now, aren't we? I mean, most people can talk English.
Yeah.
And I know the Spanish for Happy Christmas.
Good. That'll get you a muddle then.
Feliz Navidad.
For a German child.
Yeah, I don't know that. I'll have to look them up.
Okay, mate. Well, if you need a hand, I'm at the end of the phone.
Okay, thank you. And so is Mr. Google.
If you get stuck, give me a ring and I'll speak to the child for you.
I might lose your number.
Better move on a bit because we're pressing on now. And you are going to give us a joke of the week this week, aren't you?
I am. I've got one ready. It's a little bit longer than normal.
Oh dear. Okay, right. Well, if you'd like to, I'll give you a big introduction.
Yes, please.
And don't let us down. Here we go. Martin's joke of the week.
An elderly man owned a large farm, and at the end of the farm was a large pond. He made it lovely for swimming and put picnic tables all around it. One evening, the farmer decided to take a visit to the pond and grabbed a bucket to pick some fruit on the way back. As he neared the pond, he heard voices shouting and laughing. When he got closer, he noticed several young ladies skinny dipping in the pond. It's not rude, this joke, by the way. He made the women aware of his presence, and they all went in at the deep end. One of the women shouted, "We're not coming out until you leave." The farmer said, "I haven't come down here to watch you ladies swim naked or make you get out of the pond." He held the bucket up. He said, "I'm only here to feed the crocodile."
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much for that one, Martin.
It was worth it.
That was good. Yeah, good.
Too many are quick, so I thought I'd make it a longer joke this week.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, I was watching the listening figures for our podcast, and I want to thank everybody who listens to our podcast. It's great that they tune in, isn't it, every week?
Yep, and I'm surprised that they do after a joke like that.
Perhaps we'll get more next week now because the jokes are getting better.
Well, you didn't have to explain that one. That's one good thing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So who have we got coming on, Patrick? You tell me.
Well, next week, we're really looking forward to introducing our special guest, Matt Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name some of the films he's been in?
He was in Little Britain.
That's not
film. Well, no. Oh, the films.
A film.
He was in Paddington.
Matt Lucas.
Yeah, he was a taxi driver in Paddington.
Oh, I thought he'd done all the Star Wars films.
That was my joke. You've pinched my material now. That was George Lucas.
George Lucas, that's right, yeah. No, Matt Lucas. He's actually in the new Gladiator 2. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know, but he's in the new Paddington 3.
Is he?
Well, actually, he may not be because I haven't seen it yet. But he was definitely in Paddington 1 and Paddington 2.
Can you give your researchers a bit of a knock, please?
I will do. But TV programmes, he was in Shooting Stars with Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer, who we loved. And we saw him live, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
And he's also in Little Britain with David Walliams. So what a fantastic guy. And I hope to give you a little surprise.
Baked potato man.
Baked potato. Matt Lucas, during the lockdown, did a song for the NHS. And I'm going to try and persuade him that he'll sing the song and I'll sing it with him. So
okay.
we will see. So we'll have to watch out for that one. And I'll tell you what, one for you. You said you want to do some exercise.
Yeah.
We've got Mr. Motivator coming on.
Oh, yes, in December.
Yeah.
He'll be giving us some tips on how to exercise lightly, hopefully.
But one of the biggest coups, we're going to go and see him on November, is All Right, Rodney?
Sir David Jason.
Sir David Jason, yeah.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, so stay tuned, everybody. We've got some fantastic guests coming up soon. And in between, I'll be talking to this bloke here, Patrick.
Okay, Martin. Well, it's nice to speak to you here on this lovely damp grey November day.
I know. The last couple we've done have been lovely and sunny, haven't they?
And I think it's time we put the kettle on and had a cuppa, don't you?
I think so, yeah. Lovely talking to you again, mate.
Yep. Everybody, thanks for listening, and we'll see you back here, same place, same time next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Take care.
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to the Who's Tom and Dick podcast with your hosts, Martin Weavers and Patrick Mortimer. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite streaming platform. New episodes are available every Friday. Thanks for tuning in.